You out there laughing at me
I'm about to tap
about what?
out. I'm not laughing at you this time.
Somebody wasn't hearing.
Welcome to Enamor Movie Reviews. I have not. I have been avoiding this subject. I have been avoiding this subject like the plague.
Why?
Plague. I have the worst speech, man.
You do.
Anyway, whatever. I have been avoiding this like the plague. I've been avoiding it simply because I've been really wanting to wait until everything kind of came to it. Yeah,
Gotcha.
right. But I saw a fake article, and that spurred me to want to do it. Until I was working, so I saw this fake article, and I kind of jumped at it, like, oh man! And it was about
excited.
Yeah, it was about Jonathan Majors getting picked up by the DC universe. Absolutely false. He has not got picked up by the DC universe. However, the thought occurred to me that would have been awesome, right?
Yeah, it would have been dope.
Yeah, I mean but DC overall sucks. Let's just be honest. Their movies are freaking horrible, epically horrible.
That
right?
they do in comparison. So yeah.
But with a boost from Jonathan Majors,
Yeah.
that would have been awesome. But I guess the conversation that occurred to me is like, are we ever going to see this guy on screen again? I mean, I think Disney owned the rights to the movie that he had already finished, Magazine Dreams. And if I'm not mistaken, they pulled it.
Right.
They pulled it. They completely pulled it, talking about it may just get shelved altogether. And I understand there are a number of movies out there that the world would never see.
Right.
Like they get shelved for whatever reason. I think shelving Jonathan Majors for this is that's just so silly to me.
Right.
And that's not to say he didn't do anything wrong. Because I don't know. After watching that interview, I wish he had not done the interview, me personally, because I felt as if he looked like he did. You know what I'm saying? Like he purposely hurt that girl. It's just the vibes that I was getting.
The video shows that it wasn't a purposeful.
Yeah, but I think there are some gaps there. Like we seeing videos.
There are. However, overall, of course, as we teach the kids, every action has a reaction. So whether your intentions were good or bad, there was going to be some form of consequences, right? But I don't think that the way that this has been played out, and I have to tread lightly with my words only because,
why?
Cancel culture.
Why?
I don't want to be canceled before I even get started.
Right, that part.
So, I don't think that the punishment is fitting the crime.
Right.
For the lack of a better term.
But we don't know what the punishment is.
Right.
What you're referring to is the punishment of the court of public opinion.
Right. Well, even this, it is a form of punishment. It's not punishment by law. But what I'm saying is the punishment. These are the consequences.
And that's an effect of the court of public opinion.
Right.
Because these companies are so, we got to do something. We can't align ourselves with him if he's a domestic. I don't even know what to call that, but he.
Right.
He's
but
an
these
abuser
same
or whatever, right?
Will align themselves with people who are
absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, that makes perfectly good sense.
And
but
Disney is known for that crap. But then all of a sudden, when it comes to this situation, they want to be all morally noble, right? Have some moral aptitude. Get out of here with that mess, man. But I think as a culture, and this is a deeper conversation because I believe as a culture. We have gotten to a point now in America where we're convicting people before they ever get a conviction. We're saying that people shouldn't work. The boy went to college for this. This might be one of his only marketable skill sets. And I know they like to look at us and act like everybody should just do physical labor, right? this may be his only marketable skill set. This man, he gotta live.
Right.
Like, come on, man. Like, I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And the internet has a funny way of. I always say this. The internet has a funny way of making the few seem like the many.
Right.
It has a funny way of making 100 seem like 100 million. Right? Because the majority of people do not care about the situation in the least.
Right.
The majority of people, and it's not a matter of do they have any empathy for her at all. It's just a matter of do we think that he should not work because of it? It makes no sense, right?
Right.
I also say this all the time. You're fine with the felon that's serving you at McDonald's. You want that.
Right.
But you don't want him. You know what I'm saying? But
right. There's a limit to what he can do.
But I get it in a sense. We're putting people, and I'm let me go down this rabbit hole for a second. We're saying that this is a privilege, right? The amount of money that you can potentially earn from this, the influence you can have, the you don't have to do no real work. You only say that because you don't know the work that it takes to do this, to bring you this every movie after movie.
People fail to realize that these actors have had to build themselves up. So you don't just automatically get out of school and, oh my gosh, I'm in a major movie. It doesn't work like that.
Right.
A lot of these actors are playing roles in low budget movies
and have suffered.
Right.
And have suffered
for
greatly.
Years before they even get to make it as a damn near an extra in a major movie.
I love the story.
Then
I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
And then they can begin to work their way up. So he has earned where he is now. And I think that as a result of what has transpired, this is a punishment. This is like a demotion. Let me knock you back down and have you rebuild yourself back up. That's exactly how this is looking.
And I love how you said that. And the reason why, because I got 2 points. Off of what you just said right now, ABC is owned by Disney. They were the ones that gave him the opportunity for the interview. I think that's all a PR stunt,
right?
In order to say, look, this is the path. I can't deny your talent. This is the path. You're going to have to follow this path. You're going to have to jump through all these hoops to get back in, or at least to the point where where we feel like, because people already don't care. Let's just be honest. But we feel like people are ready to move past that.
Right.
Robert Downey Jr. falling in beds with babies, drunk and everything, becomes Iron Man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of here.
Right.
Because at some point, America was like, okay. You know what I'm saying?
As they say, and this is not really the right term to say for this, but time heals all things. So as time progresses, this will get pushed to the back burner. Somebody else is going to have some type of drama that unfolds that's going to take the spotlight, and they will slowly migrate him back in. I believe that's what's going to happen. It may be some years from now, though. Right, definitely. It may be 4 or 5 years from now before we actually see him in another film. They're going to make him. They're going to make him earn his way back up. But it still upsets me. It still upsets me that we even at this point for this nonsense to see a black man running away from. For all intents and purposes, a white woman. Right. Regardless of what everybody now want to say, oh, technically. Black man run away from a white woman. And we say, they admit that she beat him. And we had this talk on our podcast on the Enamored Classics before, right? Right. And we talked about men suffering at the hands of women. Right. In domestic violence situations, and yet men are always the one taking the brunt. Right. Because we're the man, we're supposed to take it. That is a false narrative. Yep. And it is ignorant. It is beyond ignorant. I don't know what got you thinking that I'm going to sit there and let you beat on me, but you are sadly mistaken. You, the law, and everybody else.
You sadly mistaken if I'm gonna stand around while you just beat me to death.
Right.
You
Definitely.
crazy.
Definitely.
Right? So no, I personally I don't agree with this situation in the least.
Mm-hmm.
I never agree with the the Rihanna and Chris Brown situation.
Right.
And I see you laugh because I talk about this all the time. I think that was some bull crap. She admitted beating him up. I mean, that boy was tore up. But he a man, I get it. Mm-hmm. But listen, he might not have went that far. But I'm gonna tell you now, just be pop, 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 pop. No, sir.
Right.
We not gonna do that, man.
No, we
don't respect one another. You
Right.
gonna keep your hands to yourself, and I'm gonna keep my hands to myself.
Right. Exactly.
My best advice is for no matter what your sex is, you know, because nowadays everybody got different ones and stuff. No matter what your sex is, because we getting canceled today. No matter
no, we are not.
no matter what
Not
your
today.
sex is, man. Keep your hands to yourself,
Definitely.
right? And you ain't got to worry.
Practice some
You ain't got to worry
self-control.
about this.
Absolutely.
Don't even try to don't pick her up. Don't try to push her. Don't do nothing.
Right.
If you can run. Just run.
Well, that doesn't always turn out in your favor either.
He ran after he picked
Right.
up.
He
I
picked
said,
her up first, but
don't
still.
even pick her up. That's what I'm saying.
I got you, but
just avoid it altogether. Just run.
yeah. I'm not going to turn this into a race thing. But
I am because my next point.
Either way, I think he was in this case, no matter what, he was damned if he do, damned if he don't. If it wasn't this, it would have been something else. That's just my thoughts.
I know I don't agree with that.
I agree.
They were with him. They were with him.
I say that only because this is not the first time something like this has happened, right?
It ain't gonna be the last.
Exactly. So he was damned if he did, damned if he don't. More than likely, based off of how this turned out and what she did, all it was going to be was a different situation. It may not have been him putting her back in the car. It could have been he locked her out of the house. Anything. I think based off of their relationship, something similar to this was inevitable.
I don't agree.
So
I don't agree. Why a person inevitably got to get in trouble?
They don't inevitably have to get
inevitably whatever.
However, it's the people that you surround yourself with. So, like they say, if you lay with dogs, you're gonna get fleas, right? So, at some point, there was this possibility that this could have happened. Like I said, in a whole nother scenario.
Right.
So.
I guess I get that part, but I still don't. I get what you're saying. I don't buy it though. I think that
I think so. I think he hopefully he's getting the lesser of what could have been.
Well, I hope so. I really pray he doesn't do any real time behind it.
Right.
Which I think the maximum he could get is like a year, if I'm not mistaken. Which unless they just out for like. They really, really trying to prove a point, which I feel like they have already. They decided, even though the girl was arrested, even though she was arrested and charged, the DA decided he wasn't going to pursue whomever.
That's kind of was like, really?
That's a slap in the face, man.
You will arrest
proving my
her
point again when it comes to domestic violence.
Right.
Proving my point again. And y'all can say what you want in the comments because they love commenting all type of nonsense.
Right.
But the proof is in the pudding. Time and time again, the same things happen. That's a pattern right there.
Right.
That's telling you. In New York is freaking crazy. That's astronomically crazy. I don't care what you do. How you gonna say that? How can you even make a statement? That tells you how flawed our justice system is. Police lie to get convictions. What they tell the truth on, when they do, you don't even pursue. That I just don't understand it. It's very rarely that they'll tell the truth anyway. And then you get, oh my goodness, man. So I'm taking it to race. Definitely. Like he said, like he said in the interview, of course.
Yeah.
Of course it was about race. Let's not kid ourselves here.
Absolutely, because
let's not kid ourselves,
had this
man.
been a reverse, I've heard somebody else say it as well. Had this been reversed, had this been him chasing her down the street, it would have been a wrap.
Come on,
It would have been a wrap.
And through that, first of all, the trial wouldn't have happened that fast. He'd be in jail, pending trial.
If he
Like,
would have made it to jail.
That's where I was going. If he would have made it to jail anyway,
right,
it'd have killed that man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be honest, man. We gotta stop it, man. We gotta stop. We gotta stop being in the denial like Nikki Haley, which I was all for her. You know, at first she had me fooled. She had the blinders on me, boy.
Well, I think she came out. She came out in the first round of debate, the first debate round.
Yeah, and it wasn't even just that, but yeah.
But yeah. I think she really shined then. You know, she came out with her on her best behavior, with her good clothes on, and she had me. You know, I'm not even you know, I don't claim. I'm independent. I don't claim a party. But I was like, you know, the Republicans really got a shot at it, you know.
Right.
Not Trump at all. But they have a shot at winning this thing with this selection of candidates that they have.
Right.
And she really impressed me that night. I was like,
I
had never really heard of a Nikki Haley, but I've heard of her now, and she is really making herself well known.
Well, I don't
now.
I don't know what to say about her, man. But this delusion that we are living in about race not being a factor in America, and that's all delusional. I wish that it was not a factor. Right. I think that we harp on black and white way too much. Right. I do, but they keep on every time you get some people to say, you know what, man, I'm tired of talking about race. Let's talk about some real issues. They keep on bringing it back. They want this mess to keep going. That's how I feel. I literally was going against my best wishes and voting. I was going to vote for Nikki Haley. And then you turn around and you make it about race again.
Right.
You make it, and we didn't say nothing about it, but they'll say we said something. She foolish, man. The whole Republican Party done lost their daggone mind. And I'm Republican. She may be independent, but I'm Republican. They all of them lost their mind. I'm done with all of them.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's
anyway, man, let's wrap this conversation up.
Subject.
Because this shit even went there.
Right.
Jonathan Majors, man, I wish the bro the best, man. I had no idea he went to UNC, man. When I was looking it up, he went to UNC. I wish bro the best, man, and I hope to see him again in film. I think that if he keeps on with the PR, he'll be able to make it there. I think they're making good. If he doesn't lose her and can hold on to her, she can hold him now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. As long as I'm pretty sure she got money, so as long as he doing what he's supposed to do, she gonna hold him down. Right. You know. So
he
can wait it out as well.
He got his Corretto.
We out, man. Hit that subscribe button, man. If y'all enjoyed this conversation, man, we got a lot of conversations like this on the way. Hopefully not about people doing silly stuff and getting locked up, but
if not, hey, it's content. Hey. We bringing it to you.
Hit that subscribe button, man. Hit that notification bell.